What's the fastest you think you can listen to? Genuinely. If it's not an Indian bloke. Just like...
Is this over yet?
Nah, you got 3 more. Think of a fabric or material starting with W.
What the fuck? Welcome back to Critical Banter, the podcast that brings a Friday drinks chat to you. This week's episode, new game, Think Fast. Another new segment as well. We have Corp Dog.
Woof.
Keep that in. Dude, that idea sounded a lot better in my mind.
Oh, sorry about this. All right.
All right, you can tell who we have. We have Rowie and we have Senny.
Yo.
Full disclosure, everyone. We're recording this at 8:30 p.m. on a Monday evening.
What's our TikTok? Easiest 5 corporate jobs. Half the comments say we don't have a job. All right? We're recording after our jobs, and my God, the delirium is high.
All right, Ro, what do you got for us?
All right. Well, I was away last week, so you got in a guest. I was in 2 different locations. First was India. The second was Brisbane. I'll talk about the India trip first. Boys, little Stay Dangerous update.
No.
In Bangalore Airport.
There's no way.
This is another one of those, brother.
There's no way.
Remember, he had another one that was
the Uber pool, and the guy happened to be.
Well,
I still don't believe that to this day.
What's more outlandish? A Stay Dangerous in the Uber pool or a Stay Dangerous in Bangalore?
Bangalore for sure.
All right. Well, Jasmine, shout out. She listens to the pod. She with my cousin in Bangalore Airport. She comes over, gives me a Stay Dangerous. That honestly was rattling. I'll be completely honest. So she's actually from Brisbane. So fair play to her. Thank you very much. And then I actually went to Brisbane the next week.
To meet up with? Nah,
not to meet up with Jasmine. And I will say, when was the last time you guys went to Brisbane? Like not Gold Coast, Brizzy.
2 years maybe.
2 years?
2 or 3 years.
A good decade or something for me.
So it's been a while. I think we went to Magic Round.
Magic Round.
But we were staying in a suburb called
Sticks.
Strathpine, which is like an hour out from the city in probably one of the most dangerous areas in Brisbane, apparently, according to our Uber driver.
I went the year before that, and then I caught up with our friend Ned, wherever he lives. I'm not going to dox him.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a nice place.
Okay. No, so that's what I'm going to say. It's not a nice place.
Why?
So I was in an area called South Bank, which is like near the water.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's a delightful place.
I'll tell you what, in the daytime it is, in the nighttime, a lot of people without shoes walking about, looking real methy. I'll tell you that much. So just a little PSA, if you go to Brisbane, don't walk around South Bank at night, even though it might seem like a great idea.
Did you walk around at night in South Bank?
I walked around the first night, and then every time I had to traverse that area, I got on my Lime scooter, and I just bang, see you later.
Because you weren't here last week. We talked about this last week. Late at night, our guest Rohan was talking about how him and his roommates stay safe in these situations when they have to walk through something sus. So if you was hop on a bike, that's your method of staying safe.
Hop on a Lime scooter.
So Rohan's method of staying safe was just to whistle.
And
I'm like, mate, you look like a pansy. That's an easy target. And then his roommates was to just shadow box up the street while making the noises.
There's like a couple blocks or something like that. So imagine a couple blocks just shadow boxing.
Nah,
as you traverse.
His idea was you have to look more crazy than the crazy, so they won't approach you.
I think but shadow boxing doesn't make you look that crazy. It makes you look a little bit strange. But
if you full commit weird. To it, you look crazy.
For like a kilometer, okay, maybe like 400, 500 meters, you look weird.
So the blokes in Brizzy City, what I realized is that in Sydney, I've actually not felt unsafe. You know, male privilege and whatnot. I've been walking around late at night. I'm chilling. Brizzy City, the people, for some reason, like the crazies, they don't wear shoes. And that, I think, for me, is potentially
the line.
One of the most harrowing things I have ever seen in my life. People walking without shoes on like concrete, it just gives me the bit of the heebie-jeebies.
If they wore shoes, would your perspective change?
I think, honestly, yes. Yeah, I think so.
That can't be where you draw the line.
But they're still walking on like footpaths, right? Like established places to walk.
They still look methy. Doesn't matter if they're wearing shoes or not.
No, I know, but I'm saying the lack of footwear adds to it greatly, like adds the fear level.
You can't. No, I don't.
I wasn't there, so I won't diminish your experience, but I can't see it, brother.
All right. Well, just a little PSA. I obviously have another yarn. On Tuesday night, we play Oztag. A new season has started. It was round 1, and we got moved up. So we lost the finals last season. Have we talked about that? Probably not.
Probably not.
We almost went. Sen and I almost went 2 from 3. We almost went 3 from 3 finals. We won our men's comp. We lost our final in the mixed, and then we won our 6-a-side soccer with Migs.
Which we talked about briefly.
Yeah. Just indulged ourselves like 30 minutes that episode. So Oztag never stopped. So we ran it back, and first night back, Triple Cheese is on our team, Sen's cousin, and we get there. We're in the higher div. We're kind of hanging on. They're a much better team. We're up 5-3 at halftime. End up losing the game 9-7. But what happened was, one of the things that lost us the game was someone threw a ball that got intercepted, except the person who intercepted it was like blatantly offside. Like they didn't even so the ref didn't see it, but they were just like in our line, and someone just passed it to them.
So your team threw the ball.
Our team threw the ball. That person was on the line, in our line, takes the ball, basically runs away. The ref doesn't call it. And then Triple Cheese was feeling slighted by that. So he then has a little word to that individual, and that individual doesn't.
So
say
not the ref, the offside guy.
the offside guy.
All right.
He gives him a little bit of a talking to, a little bit of a spray.
How much of a spray?
He basically just said, "You were effing offside, mate." Like he's giving that, right? And then the other
That's
guy
still
was
objective.
like,
That's fine.
"Yeah, I didn't say it was not fine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he got a bit of a mouthful."
Didn't call him, slurs or anything. I
No.
think-
So then the other guy sees it. He doesn't say anything because he knows he's offside. And honestly, after the game, we talked to him. He's a nice bloke. Triple Cheese doesn't get any reaction from him. So he rocks up to him and gives him a bit of a shoulder, right? And of course,
So Trip Boss has shouldered him.
he shouldered the bloke.
Right.
And now it's kicking off. It's like, what are we doing here, lads? On a Tuesday night for no reason.
Oztag.
Migs Oztag, Triple Cheese has decided to shoulder charge a bloke. All right. Well, now here we go. So it kicks off a little bit, and then someone on their team obviously is defending his boy. So he's come out and he's like, "You guys have the worst podcast I've ever seen in my life," right? Triple Cheese, famously, not on the podcast. He's actually not one of the members of Critical Banter, despite having some cameos. So maybe that guy's seen that episode, but he's clearly just racially abused him. Oh, not racially
No, it's
abused him.
not racial. Come on, let's not bring that card in
Well,
yet.
hang on.
Yet.
No, so what happens is he's given that chirp, right? Triple Cheese is not happy. He's probably had a bad day or something.
Slighted his cousin, no less. Come on.
Because then,
For the record, I don't care.
Triple Cheese has taken it upon himself to defend the podcast, being the defender of Critical Banter.
This guy.
He's like, "I'm not even on that podcast, you racist." Right?
Oh
So
my God.
He's dropped in, he's being racist. Now, the coordinator is also on the other side, on the sideline. So the ref says to Triple Cheese, "Give me a tax for the shoulder barge." Then the coordinator on the side, he sees or hears Raj saying that this guy's racist, which he clearly is not, right? And he said, "Mate, his name's KG." He's like, "KG, come at, mate. You do this every time. Take your tags off." So Raj somehow has managed to get himself and the bloke sent off as well.
If you're going to get sent off, might as well get someone
take
else
someone
sent off
with
with
you.
you.
So,
Sent off or sin binned?
yeah, sin bin, whatever.
Okay, right.
So first of all, I just want to, thank Triple Cheese for defending our honor. That, first and foremost.
Some might say unnecessary.
Yeah, didn't need to.
Heavily unnecessary.
Second
But
question is, when did we ask to get defended in this scenario? But thank you. Thank you, sir.
I'm just saying, if anyone else wants to, that's the kind of level and loyalty we expect of our fans. Don't
That
you
is
think?
true.
Like if someone is, disparaging the podcast, I want you to go up there and say, mate, what are you talking about? You're a racist.
It's definitely to defend the podcast, not, projecting his bad day or anything.
Maybe. Well, I'm just saying you might have had a bad day. You might have had a
Maybe.
great day. We never know. But
The racist line is crazy.
yeah, so there was a little debate at the end of the thing where it's like, was that racist or not? Obviously, the answer is definitely not. Because to be fair, he got pretty close. Sen and Triple Cheese are cousins. You know what I mean? Like, easy mistake to make, I would
And
say.
you were there as well. So, it's close enough.
If you weren't there, then if both of you weren't there, then yes. But you were there.
No, I'm not saying it's racist.
Exactly.
I'm just saying Triple Cheese has decided, take it upon himself to throw out the racist comment. It's not like, yeah, go on.
No, Kush, leave that in.
Mate, there's no chemistry here whatsoever.
No, I was going to say, did you talk to the guy after?
Yeah. He said he
And did you ask him, are you racist?
No, he's not. Okay, just pretend I forget. Forget I said the racist thing. Right?
Yeah.
I did talk to him after.
Yeah.
Oh, and actually, not that guy after.
Oh,
I didn't talk to that guy. A couple other guys came up and was like, actually, we really do like your podcast. Like, we like the stuff that you do, this and that. I'm like, oh, whatever, man.
Sucks me off later. Can get rid of that Kush.
But yeah, no, just a little encounter on Tuesday, boys.
Yeah, I mean,
He's learning from you, Senny. Senny's famous line is, as long as they say something racist, you can do whatever you want.
I still stand by that, by the way.
Raj decided to force that into the mix.
The problem is you shoehorn it, and the poor bloke has got sin bin as well. You know what I mean? Like, for really no reason whatsoever.
So for getting shoulder barged, and then, was he the one who said the shoulder barge guy?
No, mate.
So the other guy who said it was the one who got sin bin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So just
why, Raj? Why do you do these things to us?
common strays. But
I copped a stray as well the other day. I was at the temple, and then these kids were looking at me, and I was walking past, and they're like, "Oh, are you the guy on Instagram?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I paused for a second, and then he's like, "Oh, don't worry, I don't want a photo with you." And I'm like, "What?" And I don't know what to say, and I'm like, "Oh, I mean, I didn't want a photo." And then I kept walking, and then our other friend Lucky was there, and Lucky's like, "Bro, these kids, bro, they got no respect. I should take him out the back and do this, that, and whatever." And I'm like, "Bro, it's all good. Don't worry about it."
that's actually a pretty good power move.
It was a very good power move.
Hey man, how are you? No, I don't want a photo with you. Don't want, what can you say? You can't even say anything.
I can't say anything. I got nothing. And Lucky was just ready to bash this kid.
Yeah, speaking of, I saw a snap or photo you sent of you guys at the temple.
Yeah.
And you were like holding some food up in the air.
Yeah.
While
Yeah,
like
what was that?
1,000 people started to like mob
Attacked
you.
me.
What was
Yeah,
that about?
crazy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Can you explain this?
I wish I could. I don't know. I was meant to just, all the instruction was Raj's mom told me, we need to hand out the free food. And I'm like, all right, fine. And then like the priest did whatever, and then they moved on. And then as soon as they did that, literally 500 hands just came out of nowhere and tried to put their hand into the bucket where we had the food. And so then Raj is like, Raj had a genius idea of, I'm going to put it on top of my head. So Triple Cheese holds up the bucket on top of his head, and I'm like a crane, like a forklift, literally grabbing it and trying to give
What
people,
was the food?
like butter, which is like fried savory items, like
Right.
And then literally we were meant to give one per person, and then there was this tall guy who literally climbed on top of me, shoved his hand in there, got like 5, and then walked off. But we were getting mauled by like at least 200 or 300 people.
He specked you.
He specked me massively.
Seems like a very inefficient way of doing this.
Why were you in charge? Why were they so ravenous? Were they just starving the whole day?
Well, no to the second one. And it's just a sign of respect. Like, you're meant to hand give it out to people.
Right.
If you just left it there, people would have attacked it regardless,
Like,
right?
Sounds like not much respect in this scenario.
No, there wasn't. That was, it was
I feel like you and Raj were heavily disrespected, if I may add.
Like, do you have a video of that? We should put that
we
up.
can put it up. We can put it up.
It was honestly crazy. It felt like it honestly looks like you were like some guy from World Vision handing out food. Like, these people hadn't seen food in like years. Do you know what I mean? That's how it looks like, the scene. But what?
I probably shouldn't say it, but remember the other day, like last week, when the metro, the door didn't close? And then like that became a whole thing. And then we watched the video, and I'm like, oh, people were pretty chill. Like, no one was panicking inside. And I made the comment, I'm like, oh, that Indian lady, like, she was basically hanging off the train. Like, she's used to it.
Yeah.
And this white guy's like, yeah. She's like, can I get on top? And I looked at him, and I'm like, I don't know if you're allowed to say that, bro.
Can't be piling on.
I'm allowed to make the joke.
Unless it's your own people, you can't be piling on.
That's pretty funny.
It was pretty funny. What else is happening? Were you guys anyone made money yesterday?
Oh, I wish I did. I wish I did. When is this coming out?
Yeah, it's going to be heavily outdated.
Sorry. We're doing this a week after Liberation Day, so the market has been completely tanked.
It is currently the 10th of April.
10th of April. And yesterday...
2 days ago.
No, it was last night. Last night, Trump came out and paused the tariffs, and then all the markets... Then NASDAQ was up 12% last night.
Yeah, my miss told me the third highest day in the US market since like 40s, I think, or something.
Obviously,
like
they say, time in the market rather than timing the market. I'm going to put out on the record, I bought NASDAQ ETF yesterday. Up 12%.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Call me Warren Buffett, baby.
what's crazy is like Donald Trump literally tweeted,
Yeah.
great time to buy. That was his tweet.
How is this not market manipulation? That is blatant.
Great time to buy, boys. And if you load up on that time, you would have made 12%.
Now I feel like I need to follow him on Truth Social and stay up in the middle of the night to see what he tweets.
Nah, but he's 100% telling his boys, I'm going to lift the tariffs tomorrow, boys. Load up big, like, serious advice.
Yeah.
Not just these tweets that he's throwing out.
I mean, like, this is the thing with insider trading. Like, I would just love to have a mole in and around the area. It doesn't have to be the US politics, but we have friends who used to investment banking and this and that, you know?
Yeah.
Speak to them, bro. Speak to them.
Any danger of a little tip? Like, should I be saying this live on air?
I wouldn't.
I
personally.
wouldn't when your
No.
gains, go tenfold.
No, that's the thing. I'd never do it, but
But did you buy?
no, I didn't. I don't have, dude. I'm saving for this wedding, bro. I don't have
that's right.
disposable
Yeah,
income
fair,
to
fair.
to drop into the stock market. I wish I could. My brother actually messaged me. He's like, so hey, I know you told me to buy like, X amount of dollars every month, but the stock market's really, really bad. Like, can I just load up? And I'm like, yeah, mate, just load up
Yeah.
right now. And he did. And so who
Good.
knows? Let's see
Okay,
how he
good,
goes.
good.
I'm glad he's going to you for financial advice
Yeah,
as
it
well.
looks like everyone's making money except for me. This is the problem.
Damn.
At least get on the gold bandwagon then join us.
Yeah, dude, I'm up.
Wait, what?
I followed Sen's advice and I'm up.
You're both
Again,
buying.
not financial advice, please.
You're
Don't
both
fall.
buying gold ETFs.
Yeah, gold ETFs.
Yeah.
All right.
GOLD,
Gold
mate.
X,
Nothing,
GOLD.
nothing fancy.
Well, speaking of watching videos, Sen, I just learned that you watch videos in 2x speed.
Yeah, this was the craziest thing. It's like Sen opens up his phone and shows us some random civilian YouTube video,
Yeah.
and it's at 2x speed.
It's like it's just going quick. And-
Yeah, I don't know. As in,
Is this all videos?
Well, it started in the last couple of weeks when I've been watching my lectures, and I've been watching it at 1.75 times speed. 2 times is too much because it's an Indian bloke, and I start to lose understanding of what he's
Lose
saying.
him in the sauce.
175 is the sweet spot.
Sweet spot.
But now I'm like, dude, I can absorb information at a lot faster rate. So why don't I just watch all videos?
It's a good way to call ADHD.
But I only do it for like informational videos. Like if I need to look something like a concept up and I want someone to explain it to me quickly, I'll just watch a YouTube video and watch it at 1.5 or 1.75.
So let's say you're loading up Sidemen video. It's
That I'll watch it
20
normal.
minutes.
Yeah, that I'll watch it
Normal
normal
speed.
But my partner watched Squid Game season 2 at 2 times speed.
Don't hate. I did that season 1.
She's
all
like,
right?
yeah, you did. And
Let's
she's like,
not
yeah, it was
hate
too
this.
slow, so I just had to watch it quick. I'm like, what do you mean?
Well, actually, my partner does. She doesn't watch it on 2x speed, but she'll do the fast forward 15 seconds, just like when things.
I
Get
do that as
boring.
well.
Really?
Nah, I don't.
I honestly.
Squid Game, I did both at the same time, brother.
Did you even watch it?
I had to get through for the Squid Game character tier list the next day, which is still our most viewed
Still
YouTube video.
Most viewed.
So if you haven't watched that, watch it.
No, but
You're 4 years late.
hang on. Are you saying you do that?
Now let's say I'm
Any
watching
TV show? If
Nah.
it's getting slow.
when I'm watching by myself and I'm watching a show, and yeah, there's a period of slowness.
Yeah.
I don't have time for this.
That's
Jog
crazy.
on.
That's
I don't
actually
have time
crazy.
for this intentional suspense. Fast forward, brother, please.
And then do you find out you miss something, so you have to go back?
Every now and
15
again,
seconds back?
someone's. I
It's
see something.
inefficient.
Nah, but I get the gist. That's all I'm there for. The gist.
So I have friends who listen to podcasts on 2.5 speed, 2x
That's too
speed.
much.
Nah,
Anything
it's too
past
much.
2 is too much.
Well, what's the fastest you think you can listen to? Genuinely, if it's not
I
if it's
found-
not an Indian bloke, just like
You can say that. Fair enough.
Shout out my brother, by the way.
he said it first.
I still think 2. Anything more than 2, you're not. I don't think you're.
But if
Actually,
the
you're not
geezer-
understanding it, you're not retaining it.
But if the geezer's really slow, like some of our uni lecturers,
yeah,
I can pump a 2.5, but
I reckon-
that's a special case.
yeah, on fuck, what was that website that had all the uni recordings? On?
Moodle.
Yeah, no, not
No.
Moodle, the other one.
It's getting
Echo
very
something.
niche.
It's
Echo,
uni- it
Echo
was
360.
Echo 360.
You load up your lecture, you go 2 times speed, and because it's uni, you're not even paying attention. So you honestly, you sack it off halfway through, read the slides a little, and then call it a day.
Just trying to copy someone in the exam. Really, is what I was praying for.
I watch TikToks a lot of the time 2x speed. Is that
That's
Fair
crazy.
play.
Like a 30-second TikTok, you're watching at 2x speed.
Yes.
I watch it when someone is doing some yarn, like it's like a
If it's
3-minute
like a 3
video.
minute, I agree. I do a 2x
Mate,
speed.
hit 2x, but I'm not doing it frequently. That's,
I'm not, if it was, for example, our videos, which are very entertaining and quick
Oh.
cuts, that's not a 2x. I'm watching that on 1x to its full enjoyment. But most TikToks that are trying to go past a minute now, jog on, hurry up.
yeah, if I'm seeing someone sitting in a car,
Yeah.
mate, that's getting
If I'm seeing someone hunch over in their kitchen, spreading butter on
yeah.
toast, just tell a story, 2x as well. But it was revolutionary when I saw my missus. You can just hold the screen.
Yeah.
It goes
And
2x.
fast forward.
I didn't know that for the longest time.
Really?
I was
Some
there,
of them say it.
I was there pressing the triple dots, going to playback speed, hitting 2.
No, the problem is you have to hit on the right side, like the right side of the screen. Because if you hold down like the middle of the screen, for instance, like the share slider
It
pops
comes
up. It's
up,
like,
yeah.
bro, what is this shortcut?
So you don't do that. You don't watch YouTube in 2 times.
No,
I
I
love a YouTube in 2 times.
I enjoy the video how it was meant to be watched.
So
Sometimes even less. I watch soccer highlights sometimes in 0.75 speed.
What?
Yeah,
you can barely get through soccer as a viewer. What do you mean you're watching it slower?
No, the highlights, the 3-minute highlights. Like if I see a real technical move, it's getting a 0.5, 0.75 just to see the footwork.
What, 0.5 as you're in your backyard with the ball at your feet?
No, I'm not practicing it. I just like to look at it. Like, for instance, right? You guys are talking about this. Declan Rice scored a beautiful free kick.
This episode is so dated.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about this. But I went back. I watched the
As
highlights.
Arsenal lost 7-0 in the second leg. Hopefully.
I look at the highlights.
The 2 free kicks.
Yeah, and I just wanted to see, because it was soccer training when we were doing it. I was like, how do I take a free kick like Declan Rice?
Yeah, dude. Did you?
I thought you were trying to see, because that one was like literally in the top. You know how we were saying? It was like right in the corner. Yeah. So you saw that.
I saw that.
That's mental.
In soccer training, did you hear this yesterday?
No.
So someone in our team was explaining, in depth, like tactics and stuff. So we're walking through it. Mid walkthrough, Ro just goes up to one of our players like, bro, how do I logistically kick the ball so that it does this? And I'm like, brother, pay attention.
Was that to you, to Artie?
No, it was to Cruise the Nugget.
Nugget Cruiser.
Nugget Cruiser. Yeah. Yeah, right. Nah.
But what did you learn from the free kick video then?
No, because
Did you learn how to kick a ball finally?
I think I was looking at his foot placement, right? Of where he plants his
Bro,
foot.
people surely cannot be entertained
Yeah,
by what we're talking about
I
right
think,
now.
I think, you know what? It doesn't matter. Look, moral of the story is I watch videos on 0.75 speed.
That's
I think
weird.
you're a freak if you watch it at faster than 1.75, I would say.
Two's too much after that.
You know what? Let's just go to the game, shall we? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are playing Think Fast. Now, this is a beautiful game that I've come up with. And just a shout out to anyone who's made it to this point. We want to apologize once again for that performance. Moving along. The game is Think Fast. The rules are as follows. It'll be Sen versus Migs. Okay? I'm going to give you a sentence. The sentence might be something like, think of a phone brand starting with the letter A.
Yes.
What would you say, Sen?
Apple.
Yes. Beautiful. Then you'll get 9 more statements like that.
Right.
And we're going to time you to figure out how fast you can think fast. You know,
Understood.
how fast you can go off the dome. Then we move to Migs. Migs gets another 10 statements.
But a different set.
A different set.
Okay.
And so we go for 5 rounds. There's 50 statements. Some of them are harder than others. Sen, are you ready to begin?
Yep, let's go.
We got 10 ones. Your time starts now. Think of a fruit starting with P.
Pineapple.
Think of a profession starting with D.
Doctor.
Think of a country starting with S.
Senegal.
Think of a color starting with T.
Turquoise.
Think of a movie title starting with A.
Ants.
Think of a vegetable starting with C.
Carrot.
Think of an animal starting with L.
Lima.
Think of a book title starting with H.
Harry Potter.
Think of a musical instrument starting with B.
Baboon. B. I don't even know music is. Brass. Flute.
Think of a car brand starting with M.
Mercedes-Benz.
Pause.
We can't be having that second last one. Brass flute.
So
Look it
39,
up. I'm sure it exists.
39 seconds.
I was on time for a great qualifying lap.
I'm going to look up if brass flute exists.
Yeah, I don't
So what if it's not?
It doesn't exist.
There are brass instruments. That's a category of instruments.
That's true. You were in the band.
Exactly. And I don't think flute falls under brass instruments.
All right, there's a Reddit thread. Brass flutes. So I've been wondering if brass flutes are a thing.
What's top comment?
I'm just going to say it now. Even though you were getting a flute, nah, not a thing. Oh, hang on. There is one brass flute maker I know of, and their flutes start at $9,500.
That's crazy. Anyways,
Right.
that was 39 seconds.
It's a shocking effort.
All right. Stan, I need you to time now,
Yep.
please. Manu, you got the next categories.
All right, here we go.
Your time starts now. Think of a drink starting with G.
Gatorade.
Think of a song's title starting with R.
Rappers. Rap. Rap God.
Think of a TV show starting with F.
Family Guy.
Think of a city starting with N.
City. New York.
Think of a sport starting with W.
Water polo.
Think of a celebrity starting with K.
Katy Perry.
Think of a language starting with J.
Japanese.
Think of a board game starting with M.
Monopoly.
Think of a flower starting with D.
Dandelion.
Think of a tree starting with O.
Oak.
Bang! 37 seconds.
37.
All right.
Bro, it
All
took
right.
about 3 business days to stop the timer. I knew you were going to say Oro. How did I know that?
Working.
All righty. Score is 1-0. You get the game?
Right, yeah, I get the game.
All right,
Gotcha.
let's lock in, yeah? Let's lock in now.
Yeah, I understand.
No more brass flutes, Senny, please.
What was the
Bass anything.
Yeah, literally bass
shit,
guitar. You could have even done bassoon if you'd like
I was
to.
trying to think of bassoon, but I said baboon instead.
All righty. Senny.
Yep.
Your time starts now. Think of a tool starting with H.
Hammer.
Think of a superhero starting with B.
Batman.
Think of a mythical creature starting with U.
Unicorn.
Think of a clothing item starting with V.
V-neck.
Think of a hobby starting with E.
Electric biking.
Think of a holiday destination starting with T.
Tehran.
Think of a famous painting starting with S.
S. Starry Night.
Think of a makeup item starting with L.
Oh, lipstick.
Think of a dessert starting with Y.
Euros.
Nope. Starts with a G, boss.
Y?
Is there anything that starts with a Y?
I don't know. I can't think of one.
Can you think of one? Can I skip? I'm gonna have to pass it.
Think of a furniture item starting with B.
Bed.
All right. 53 seconds.
What's one starting with
Y?
Y?
Let's look it up, I guess.
Yellow something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Yeah, okay, that's probably. I'm sure there's more.
Yogurt parfait.
Yogurt.
Yogurt. Yeah. I should have gone yogurt.
Yema cake. Yule log. Yuzu tart, mate.
Yuzu.
Yeah, okay, that was very doable.
Yuzos.
All right.
Should be an easy win for Manu, yeah.
You don't know what he's going to throw up.
So what was that? That was like 53
53.
seconds. Yeah. All right. Okay. Migs,
Yes.
your time starts now. Think of a type of dance starting with M.
Macarena.
Think of a school subject starting with P.
School subject. P. Physics.
Think of a social media app starting with B.
Bebo.
Think of a sea creature starting with K.
Undra.
Huh? Hey. I have to skip here.
All right. Think of a type of pasta starting with R.
Rigatoni.
Think of a planet starting with V.
Venus.
Think of a fashion brand starting with C.
Chanel.
Think of a yoga pose starting with D.
Downward dog.
Think of a board game starting with T.
T. Tree of life. No, that's not a game. Treason.
Is that a game?
Oh, I've stopped it.
Ticket to ride.
Play on.
Ticket to ride.
All right. Think of a Disney character
Oh, shit.
starting with H.
Harry's no. Hermione no.
It's all right. Time's up.
Time's
57
up.
seconds with one pass each.
What didn't I get? We have.
The
Did we get the
secret
pass?
Okay.
What if there's none?
There
What-
will be. There will be.
Yeah, I feel like the game wouldn't ask you that to.
Killer whale. Krill.
Krillin.
Isn't he from Dragon Ball?
Yeah, bro. He's got a
Z?
bald head, bro.
I think whales eat krill. Dare I suggest?
This guy?
Yes, exactly. The short, stumpy bloke. The bald head.
All right. Score is 1-1.
All right.
Do you want to, Migs, do you want to go next?
I'm easy for whatever, game master.
All right. Sen will chase.
All right.
All righty. You ready to go? 3. And don't pause it until I say pause.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
All right. Your time starts now. Think of a kitchen appliance starting with H.
Handle.
Come on.
What starts with H?
Kitchen appliance?
Hamper. Basket.
All right. We'll pass that. Think of a genre of music starting with N.
What? Do you know one?
I'll tell you off air.
Bro, what starts with N? Nice rap. I don't know.
Think of a job title starting with F.
Oh, boys, it's gone. My head's gone. This is a head loss.
Job title with F.
Yeah, what?
I can think of like 3.
Fake accountant.
No.
Fairy something. Fixer.
No, we'll allow that. Think of an insect starting with A.
Ant.
Think of a dog breed starting with S. What's Ollie?
He's a cavoodle.
There's a...
What do you want me to do with that information?
Skavoodle.
There's one with an oodle with an S. Dare I suggest?
Spoodle, what?
Yeah, that is one.
That can't be one.
That is one.
Anyways.
Right. Think of an emotion starting with C.
Cowardice.
Think of a mobile game starting with J.
Is that a horror show?
J.
It's a classic. It's a classic one. Fruit Ninja vibes.
Jetpack Joyride.
That's the one.
Oh, yeah.
Is this over yet?
Nah, you got 3 more. Think of a fabric or material starting with W.
What the fuck? I know wire.
Wire?
Yeah, bro, just move on. Hurry up. No one wants to hear this.
Think of a magazine title starting with E.
Next one, brother. The time's running out.
Think of a mode of transport starting with B.
Bus.
All right, stop the clock. 2 minutes.
You have 2 minutes 15 to beat Sen.
and you got like 6 of them.
Which were the ones I didn't get? You tell me what they are then.
All right, let's go where you didn't get.
The first 3 I didn't get. I can say that much for free.
Think of a kitchen appliance starting with H.
Oh, I had nothing for that, to be honest.
Well, let's have a quick look at Google. Starting with H. Yeah, that's a tough one. Hot plate.
So I'm off to a start where there's nothing. All right, let's put that on the record.
All right,
Throws me off the whole game, I might add.
Genre of music starting with N. There's heaps, mate.
What? That's not a country. Like, not like Nigerian jazz.
No. New Orleans hot jazz.
Stop with these places, bro.
There's also new rap / fusion metal, apparently.
Sure. I said nice rap.
But that's also we'll pay that. That was a tough one. That was a tough one, to be fair.
And then the third one.
The third one,
Job with an F.
Mate, fireman.
Florist.
Straight off the dome.
That's that one on me, but I'll put it on the record. I got thrown off by the first. Impossible to.
After the first 2.
That is tough. All right.
So give him like a job title song with Alpha or something, bro. I need help.
Alrighty. So Sen, dare I suggest you seem to finish this. And you take the dub.
All right.
If you get all 10, you win. Even
All
if
right.
you take 5 minutes, brother.
I promise to not do that.
Your time, Migs,
Yep.
forward, please. Just in case. Never know. Your time starts now. Think of a shoe brand starting with A.
Adidas.
Think of a planetary feature starting with C.
What?
What does that mean?
A planetary
I know what he
feature.
means.
Crust?
Yes, that has to be one.
All right, we'll check it later.
The Earth's crust, brother.
Oh, yeah, fine. Think of a spice or herb starting with T.
Turmeric.
Think of a famous landmark starting with M.
Machu Picchu.
Give me a type of bird starting with H.
Horned eagle.
Think of a board game piece starting with P.
Fawn.
Think of a video
RM.
game character starting with R.
Sorry?
Video game character.
Yeah.
R.
I go Ronaldo from
I was going to say the same thing, brother.
You can't go Ronaldo from FIFA.
That's his most played game.
Another one.
Another one. Okay. Rayquaza from Pokemon.
That is one. Play
All
on.
right, play on. Think of a non-alcoholic beverage starting with L.
Lemon lime bitters.
Think of a fictional place starting with E.
Egypt. E. Aragon.
That's a person. Is it not?
That
it
ain't,
is.
that ain't a place.
E. Emerald City.
Emerald City. Think of a technology brand starting with D.
These not technology. Daihatsu, a technology company. They're a car brand.
Yeah.
Dyson.
Dyson finished. Job done. 1:39.
Still pretty bad.
It's pretty bad that you win. Well done, Seti. Well
It
done.
gives you the win. What a game. If you enjoyed that thoroughly, please let
I
us
think
know.
that was actually a fun game.
Please DM Ro personally how much
please.
you enjoyed that.
maybe some questions that are, physically possible to answer would be nice.
To be fair, that you know what?
Two back
On
to
me,
back.
on me. Those two. There's like literally one answer in the whole world for both of them.
Alrighty, our final segment for today is corporate dog.
Woof. Woof, woof.
Not again.
And essentially what's going to happen is, we've all got some stories that happened in Ozcorp over the last couple of weeks and even months that maybe I might have missed, you guys might have missed, and I just want to, let's discuss them.
we'll also judge how many woofs each story
gets. I like that.
Oh, for you hectics, remember cockatoos?
Cockatoos. We haven't done Cockabee
I will
Cock
say,
for a long time.
Ever since we went mainstream, we stopped doing Cockabee Cock.
I would like to bring
Have
it
we
back.
sold out?
No.
If you would like some cockatoos or have a story where you've been cucked or anything, please send it in. If we get enough submissions, the segment's coming back.
Might have to do a slight rebrand there, though.
I think we can keep the Cockabee Cocks, but I genuinely think half the audience has no idea what we're talking about right now, to be honest. But anyways,
One of the best segments, I will say.
the most popular segment in TCB history. But we're not talking about Cockabee Cocks. We're talking about Watchdog. Woof.
Alrighty, first story, boys, and this one is a wild one. But off the bat, what do you think about your company spying on you when you're at home?
No chance. Absolutely zero chance.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous question.
Are people doing this?
Well, the folks at AMP did a few weeks ago. So they were given a contract that they had 1 week to sign, which would essentially allow the employer to spy on them when they're at home through video surveillance and would let them sell their information to other people.
What do you mean by video surveillance?
So the employer could essentially force the right to undertake video surveillance of employees while they're at home and even actually make them undertake a medical examination.
For what?
Who knows? But
Like a
essentially,
physical.
like a physical. And
My VO2 max or something? That's important for these spreadsheets I'm about to run.
Check the strain levels on the whoop. Why do they need that?
So in terms of the medical, an AMP spokesperson said, it's standard in most contemporary employment contracts. It's important for employees to have the ability to conduct medical examinations in circumstances where concerns are held about an employee's fitness to perform work. AMP is a financial services company. Doesn't matter what their 100-meter time is, or if they can do a beep test. Brother, can you do a spreadsheet? That's all that matters.
What physical requirements? Like, are they trying to say someone's going to have like a heart attack? Like,
It must be. Like, what other physical requirements could you have to come into an office and sit at a desk for 8 hours?
not even
a day?
come to an office sometimes.
Yeah, work from home.
Move 5 meters from your bed to your desk and work 8 hours. What physical strain?
All right, so let's break this down.
Yeah,
So
break it
there's
down.
there's the element of the video surveillance.
So I want to ask about the video surveillance. Is this like a, hey, install some software, we'll spy via your webcam?
Why have
Or is this like, here guys, you take this camera and I just place it nicely on the wall.
Here's these 5 cameras. Set it at these angles.
No blind spots. No blind spots.
Is either of those options any better than the other?
No, because my biggest fear actually is someone spying through the webcam.
Are you one of those that puts a little sticker over your
No,
webcam?
I don't have it. I don't have it, but I want one. Like, I wish I did. Sometimes like I'll get so paranoid that I'll just like chuck like a t-shirt over my webcam.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
Ro?
let's be honest, right? Let's say that your employer is looking at you right now.
They're seeing
through
your
webcam.
muggy
What are they-
face.
What are they seeing anyway, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday? What's the
Like-
worst thing you're doing?
No, it's just village. Like, it's just village. If I'm like eating at my desk or something, I'm like,
Yeah, but-
slurping cornflakes in
And-
the morning.
It's your own
And-
house. You can do whatever you want.
No, and then it's just annoying. Like, for example, right, at lunchtime, if I want to watch like a video or something, on my bed, sue me, then they got access to that as well.
Close the laptop then.
No, we
Have you
can't
heard a
be-
thing of a personal laptop, bro? Potentially.
So I'll tell you what happened to my personal laptop's cooked. I don't have one anymore. So I got to use basically everything on my work laptop.
Oh, you're one of those, man.
Yeah, but I got a nice Mac, so it's not a big deal. But I'm saying is, how can you be okay with the video surveillance from AMP? You'll say, oh, what's the worst that can happen?
No. We're not saying that, all right? We're saying what's wrong with you eating cornflakes in front of your laptop if
don't-
someone sees that.
Dude, I don't feel like I need to justify this. I feel like it's pretty normal not to want to be surveilled. Not only that.
No, that's fair, but your worries are so like, what if they see me eating?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so, but it's just the idea of being watched is a bit rattling.
It's like doing when you do the certifications or exams where there's
Like proctor.
a proctor watching you while you do it.
Yeah.
So AMP is going to hire proctors to sit there and watch you.
Yeah,
while
because
you work
what? They're
from
going to
home.
get a security guard with all like 100 different people's webcams and watch them. Like, what's the...
Yeah, yeah. I guess they just like use AI or something to like figure out what's happening.
But
like,
what
measure your
illegal?
productivity.
Not even illegal. What kind of activity or behavior are they trying to catch?
They want to make sure your eyes are always on your laptop.
Right.
And they track the software on your computer.
They got the eye
See,
tracking.
they're always on, I don't know, Bloomberg. You're always on Excel. You're always checking your emails. You're not watching YouTube. You're not eating cornflakes.
So
That's probably what they want to do.
I heard of these companies that will install some software onto your computer, and every like 15 seconds, it'll take a screenshot of what's on your desktop. So that is like a surefire way to know, like, oh, is this person playing chess or is he actually doing work?
I've heard there's places as well that track like how many how many times you touch the trackpad or how many keystrokes you did in a day or something like that.
Dude, I think that is probably like pretty common. The keystrokes, I think 100%.
But how will they know what's an average amount in a day?
Yeah, I
If I
don't know.
did 10,000 in a day, is that a lot? What
No.
if I had a lot of meetings?
I have a feeling it's more so to detect like automated keystrokes. Like, let's say you have a consistent beat, like a heartbeat of keystrokes. You're probably doing something dodgy, right?
Right.
Because your average usually you're typing something, then you're probably moving your mouse, typing something again. That's what they're tracking. Well, what happened to good old fashioned, positive reinforcement and encouraging the employees rather than doing 10 million bits of surveillance and.
Would you rather
all
get
this?
surveilled at home or just go back to the office?
Would you rather, is that?
I'd rather go back to I'd go to the office.
5 days a week.
Yeah, 5 days.
Is that the big plan?
Maybe. I
They're
don't know.
making work from home so disgusting that your only option is work from home.
Well,
They surveil you in the office.
Are you? Yeah, that's fine though. Like like
But they're not taking photos of me every 15 seconds.
yeah, I'm not in pajamas. Sometimes shirtless. Doing some work.
We don't need to know what you do in your spare time, bro.
But my question is this: are you signing that contract? Because they said AMP employees were given a contract to sign, saying, "Hey, sign this. We get to surveil you. We get to check you get your blood tests and stuff like that to check
Well,
your physical."
Yeah, we haven't
What-
even broken
yeah,
down
what-
that part, man.
The medical part. Let's say you go to work tomorrow. Your boss is like, "Hey, we need you to go take a physical."
Brother, I'm not signing for 50 million. Like, what do I need this medical for?
Just run on a treadmill for half an hour.
As in medical, low-key, I'm actually fine with.
Because you're a fit young man.
No, but it's like, whatever. I know. I don't even understand why they would even need that information, but I'm happy to give it. Sure. I'd also like to know if there's anything wrong. If you want to tell me.
So you're looking at it from a positive perspective of you're getting a free health check.
Yeah, I'm getting a free health check. Like, I can't even imagine what they could possibly do with that thing.
What's it to the business
Yeah.
if I have arrhythmia
Yeah, I don't think anything.
or I have diabetes? What's it to the business?
No, I'm not saying.
What's it to my yearly output and the benefit I'm giving to the company?
Yeah, can we actually think about what they need this for? Like, I still have no hypotheses.
You heard the spokesperson. They said apparently it's normal for companies to check in their well-being and their physical performance.
Like, let's say someone, like, what are they? Let's say they diagnose someone, right? And they're, I don't know, high risk of heart attack. Are they going to make them...
Liability on their books.
No,
like-
I think it's like maybe like that's what I was thinking.
What's it actually for?
It's like, oh, if you're high risk of a heart attack, maybe they realize that, oh, they got to pay you out like heaps of sick pay and like redundancy and this and that, and they don't want to do it, but they would never.
Feels I don't think
illegal.
they could-
Feels
yeah.
heavily illegal.
So would you? Yeah. So yeah, you giving that contract? Are you signing it, or are you finding another job?
Am I getting cut if I'm not signing it?
I assume so.
If I'm getting cut, I'm probably signing it. Like, I'd love to sit here and be like, screw this system, but it's like, dude, I need a job. I need like money.
We're
coming
about to say
in.
you have a family to feed.
No,
You got
obviously
bills to
not.
pay.
I got bills to pay and
Yeah.
whatnot. So it's like, I would love to sit here and be like, I'd take a stand against the man, but to be honest, I love the man sometimes.
Is there any follow up to this article? Big office, in terms of like, do we know if AMP has 20% of their workforce leaving? Do we know anyone in AMP potentially? Is anyone out there at AMP? That's what I would love to know.
Yeah.
What's the feedback?
Did you sign the contract?
They signed a ting, man. It's like when Tifu had his contract, man. Release the contract.
Apparently, just as a little, I don't know about. Oh, they actually released a statement, but apparently a lawyer has said that filming employees while they work from home is perfectly legal as long as employers give 14 days notice.
Right.
Wait, 14 days notice that they're
Going to
consenting
implement
to it.
Yeah, correct.
That's like saying anything's legal if you consent. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem right.
Nah, that does not pass the pub test for me. What did AMP say? What was their statement?
They released a statement. Let me read it. So they've said the clauses are common in most contemporary employment contracts, including the right to monitor employee computer usage on employer-provided devices when they are working from home. AMP is not and will not conduct camera surveillance on employees when they work from home.
So they backtracked.
They backtracked it. But they
So
did. They doubled down on where concerns are held about an employee's fitness to perform work. It's important for employees to have the ability to conduct medical examinations.
No.
So that part is fine.
Even the first part, they're like, it's totally normal, guys.
Yeah.
But we're not going to do
But
it.
we won't do it.
We're never going to do it.
We're not like those weirdos.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they've kept the medical part of it.
They're ravenous for these people's histories. Why?
Why? Yeah, I don't know.
Are you signing that contract,
Well, now that I know it's just the medical part, yeah, absolutely.
Migs?
Yeah. Again, I would also love to sit here and be like, nah, dude, this is not constitutional, blah, blah, blah. But if my job's on the line, mate, got to pay for something.
Yeah, I'll
Something's
sign
got to pay for me.
But maybe I'm looking for a new job. I'm signing the papers
100%.
while actively looking.
I'm 100% quite quitting.
Yeah, 100%. Alrighty, speaking of espionage, I've got an absolute banger. Have you guys heard of the Rippling Deal saga?
No, I haven't, bro.
All right, so Rippling is one company, Deal is another company, but they're both in like HR management, software, essentially. They're competitors. So it came out that there was a spy from Deal in Rippling, basically feeding information back to Deal, right? So it's corporate espionage is what's on the cards. So apparently what happened was this. Deal hired some bloke at Rippling being like, hey, can you spy for us? Because right now, everything is done, on Salesforce. So people were selling software via Salesforce, and this like mole basically was going into Salesforce, and every time Rippling had like a big deal, it's actually very confusing when the company's name is Deal and they're selling deals, right? So I got to specify this somehow.
Just call him D.
No. That won't work. That'll be even more confusing for me. But this guy or this mole was basically looking on Salesforce and having a look for every time Rippling was going head to head against Deal in one of these big contracts. And what they would do is they would download all the Salesforce information, send it back over to, their good friends at Deal. So they could basically manipulate, see what Rippling had said.
Get all the secrets.
And basically like undercut them because they know how much they're selling it for. You could undercut them. You could do all sorts of things. So Rippling is realizing like they're just losing mad deals to Deal, right? Then they're looking and they're realizing that there's this like one employee who is in HR. So they're doing like payrolls or something, right? But they're on Slack looking at all the sales channels where it's like, this deal came up, this deal came up, this deal came up. And so they figured this guy, this guy's a bit sus. What's he doing? So they set up a trap. They sent an email to like the CEO and the CFO. That's it. Just the executives, like 3 or 4 executives at Deal being like, hey, what's happening is that there's like a Slack channel in Rippling. It's called Deal Defectors, where like ex-Deal employees are kind of like talking trash about you guys and all this sort of stuff. We just want you to know, we've just become aware of it. We just want you to know that, there might be some posts, but just, be a bit careful, right? So they've sent this information over to like 3 executives at Deal. Then what happens is the mole, he starts looking at this Deal Defector channel. But the thing is, there's no channel. The people at Rippling have just made it up, right? It was created like 2 months ago. And the only people who know about it are the executives at Deal.
Right.
So they check. This guy's looked it up, because they want to find some saucy gossip for him to send back to his executives. Then they call the cops. They're like, hey, we've found him. We've trapped him. He's definitely guilty. What happens is the mole has then hid in the bathrooms while the cops are after him. And they're yelling like, basically like, get out of here. Like, give us your phone, this and that. He's like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. You can't take it from me. So he's like flushing the toilet, flushing his phone down the toilet. Eventually, he opens the bathroom door and just legs it. And now, mate, we're looking for the mole.
No way, bro's on the run.
Bro's on the run right now.
No
Really?
way.
Yeah, that's the last I've heard.
How do they not get him? Just go in the bathroom and grab the idiot.
No, he just ran.
No, but while he's in the
But the
bathroom.
thing is, like, it's not like he committed a murder. It's like a white collar crime. So they're just like chilling, come out. He's done a runner, and he's gotten away for the time being.
Sounds an indictment on the police force.
How loyal is this guy to that company?
I don't know.
Willing to go to jail for them?
But basically, what it means is that it means the literal CEO, CFO, one of those 2 or 3 CXOs. They knew about it. They were the ones who planted it. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, it's just some bloke doing this. It's like from the top.
Yeah.
So that's why it's such a big deal.
Corruption starts from the top, brother.
All right, give me some thoughts about the corporate espionage.
That's mental.
Wait, so what are these companies?
What are they running?
They do like payroll software. So like think like
Workday.
Yeah, like a Workday,
Employment Hero,
Gusto, yeah, like all these guys, right? So imagine they're competing. They're all competing.
Saturated market.
Well, apparently, there's 2 more big dogs. Okay, I'm sure there's some sort of competitive differentiation, but who knows? Deal have gotten so desperate that they've decided to plant a mole within Rippling. To be honest, I thought it was a masterstroke. If it was pulled off, like let's say they got away with it, right? If you think about it, in like 30 years' time, when the Deal CEO puts it in his book, I reckon people are giving him like wowee, that's classic.
But there's no way you're gonna get like as soon as you see this guy like downloading all the stuff of Salesforce, I feel like that has to be setting off red flags.
Isn't
somewhere.
that something that people say is like monitored? Like with the
that's what I'm saying.
The documents you download from the company, because that in and of itself, I think, is not allowed. Like downloading the intellectual property of your company
and then
to a personal device of some sort.
Yeah.
He's probably just downloading it to his work laptop, or he might not even be downloading it.
He's setting it using his work email.
I don't know if he's a clown like that.
That's got to be.
No, but he's just taking screenshots maybe, like you can just screen it if you want. Yeah, because essentially...
there's no way that this was never going to work. There's no way.
But did they get caught because they got greedy?
I think so.
They wanted the juice. They wanted the gossip.
Well, it's basically because of this, right? This guy's in payroll. He's got no business looking up Slack channels about sales deals. Except like when you look at his logs, every single day, he's like
looking at.
He's like 50, 60, looking up channels. Like, no good.
Do you need to do all this elaborate thing to trap him? He's pretty guilty.
Yeah, but like, who's monitoring that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who's monitoring how many people are looking at a specific
why would
Slack
this guy
channel?
agree to this? Like, Migs, if they came to you and like, all right, you got to go to your competitor company, get a job there and, be a mole, would you agree to him?
But
like,
was
he? I think another job, man.
I think he's already employed.
Maybe. He's probably already employed and they're probably giving him like $1 million.
A little sweet. He must be getting big dollars for this.
Yeah, heavy pockets.
He's a turncoat. Oh, I thought he worked at the other place and then came across.
No.
Because that's
so he
obvious.
was already there and they've just turned his head.
100%. That's my working.
Crazy.
It has to be that.
Maybe he's just the fall guy then.
Nah, it's not that conspiracy. It's definitely him. They got him. He's like flushing his phone down the toilet. You do that if you're innocent?
Maybe. Oh, that's crazy. All right, Manu, what do you got?
All right, next one, boys. What do you think of a 4-day work week?
I love what you're saying to me, Migs. I love it.
Well, if you love it, bro, you should move to Japan. Because in Japan, as of now, April, they are implementing a 4-day work week.
Really?
I don't believe Japan. Bro, we went to Japan. We saw clowns wearing suits at 9 p.m. sleeping on the train because they're so tired.
Well, this is where it is. The main reason is not work-life balance, boys. Is to combat the decreasing fertility rate.
I have seen that.
So the fellas and the women are overworking themselves. There's even death by overwork is a thing in Japan. So the people we saw working till 9, 10, 11, they're probably working so long, not sleeping, exhausted, this and that. If they're not dying by that, they don't have time to have a child, raise a family and all this. They've got to work. So now they're cutting back the work hours to make sure everyone, gets busy.
That's crazy. The whole country.
4 days?
Just so everyone can bonk.
Yeah, because I thought like Japan in like a couple of generations won't exist because it's like less than one. Like you can't repopulate fast enough. And South Korea apparently is like pretty bad as well.
Maybe it's an Asian thing as well.
Like maybe
actually, India has no problems there.
No, I think Japan is definitely the working. 100%. I don't know what it is with South Korea, but anyways, 4-day work week. It looks like I'm taking a trip to Japan. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. So is that open to everyone? So if I'm an expat, someone who's not Japanese, but I'm working over there, do I also get to reap the benefits of...
Look, I don't know those details, but let's say you go there and 95% of your workplace is Japanese, you think they're getting you to come on Friday?
Yeah.
And everyone's off?
Notoriously racist people.
Nah, dude, they're not doing that. They're telling everyone to jog on Friday.
Dude, that means you just know everyone on a Friday is just slanging their willy around.
You reckon there's dedicated boink time?
Yeah.
Have you seen those TikToks where they ask like girls in Japan?
I'm not on your side of TikTok.
No. It's like
this sounds sinister.
This doesn't sound good.
No, all right, let me rephrase that. They ask women in Japan and they ask them like, is it okay for your partner to cheat on you? And like all of them are like, yeah, that's totally fine. Right? As long as I don't know about it, as long as I don't hear about it.
What?
Yeah, apparently that's like the culture there.
Pretty cooked.
Yeah.
So you're on cheat talk.
Well, what I see these days actually is a lot of these fake apps that like stage these different scenarios, like, or is your, do you have full trust in your partner? And they're like, yeah, I have full trust in my partner. And they're like, can we look her up on this app to see if she's on Tinder? And they look her up and she's there, and the guy acts all shocked, like, oh, you've betrayed me, this and that. So weird tangent.
I have not seen this.
But
I'm not on your side of TikTok, brother.
Okay. Have you seen that? Well, I know loneliness is a massive thing in Japan. Like men's loneliness is such a big thing that you can now hire a family. Like you can hire actors to come and pretend to be your family.
Remember, yeah, when
loneliness.
we were there, we walked past some of the nightclubs, the late night areas, and they weren't strip clubs. They were, you go in there for company.
Yeah.
So the person, the woman or the man is there, has a chat with you, is nice, and nothing nefarious. They're just there to accompany you.
Yeah, remember when we went to go do our laundry and we saw that guy who was standing there reading hentai in front of us, and I'm like, this guy is probably a microcosm of the Japanese society.
This laundry, this half
this is a gnarly thing.
Yeah, so let's tell the story, right? It was like, honestly, like midnight in like Osaka or something. And Sen and I thought, this is a marvelous time. Actually, no, all three of us decided, let's go do some laundry. And we told, Ro, you came down in your pajamas, and we said, oh, the laundry in the hotel, it's closing soon. We've got to go to the laundromat down the street. And you said, no, thank you, sir.
I'm not doing any laundry.
Gone back to sleep.
Probably should have joined you.
So we found like the only laundromat open at the time.
And
it was like 24/7. We walk in. It was like a gate.
Yeah, it was
we had
weird.
to like tell the guy, we're here to do laundry. And then he sends us like around the corner. But then on our way to that corner, we walk past a whole bunch of manga, a whole bunch of books, a whole bunch of
There's a
computers.
little library in there.
And we walk past this whole wall of hentai, bro. And we're like, where have we landed? And we're doing our laundry. And then at some point, I'm like, oh, I just need to go bathroom. Then I follow the signs, go to the bathroom. And I walk past a couple of rooms. And bro, there's like beds.
Yeah.
It's like sounds like a brothel. You walked into a brothel.
No, but there's no humans in there's no services provided.
It's just
beds. So then we saw this guy come out of the shower. First of all, remember that?
Yeah.
He came out of the shower with wet hair still. I remember this. Decided to peruse the fine collection of hentai before picking a couple books and going back to his room. Whilst then I was separating our whites and our darks, man. Far out.
And then we did laundry.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
Japan's 4-day work week.
Oh yeah, I'd love 4-day work week actually.
Yeah, would you? Yeah. I mean, we're all moving.
Yeah, moral of the story. Like, I think it's actually a good move from the Japanese government. I don't know. Like, this is the problem with all these things that come from the government is like, it seems all fair and well, but then like, do the companies actually implement it?
I imagine in Japan they would. A country built
They
on
follow the
respect.
rules.
Yeah.
No, because we have, like, in Australia, they've been chucking out 4-day work week trials, this and that.
No, but that's not from the government.
Like, no, the government's like, hey, your boss can't contact you after hours.
The right to disconnect.
Where's that right?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That's it seems more of a suggestion.
Well, does any company follow that? No.
God, no.
So, like...
And are you going to go report your boss for contacting you out of work? No way.
Aren't they implementing that as a legislation?
They are. I think it came through. It passed in Parliament. It's legal now.
It is a legal thing, but it's like... There is literally no one following up on that.
I'm pretty sure there's a caveat to that where if you have to, if your work is like very important and time precious, that your boss has to reach out to you, then it's fine.
There's like a handful of jobs where that's the case.
But the definition's so broad that anyone could argue.
Yeah, I was reading it and it was like big gray area. What defines reasonable, unreasonable? Yeah. What defines inside and outside of your work hours? Bro, every contract I've signed is like, oh, you work, these set of hours. Unless you are asked to outside of work hours, outside of working location. It's in the contract, mate.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm skeptical of this 4-day work week. Like, I would love to see it, mate. These Japanese people, these
if there was one country to do it, Japan's going to do it.
That is true.
I have my faith in the Japanese.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Alrighty, that brings us to the end of this week's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Boys, anything you want to shout out? Anything... Make a prediction for what's going to happen 6 weeks from now.
We'll have a prediction episode. All right, that'll be one of the episodes. And another one, if you know Cuck or Be Cucked and you have some stories, please send them in. If you don't know what Cuck or Be Cucked is, ask a friend. Go through whoever follows us and ask them what is the segment. And send in your stories, please. I'd love to do the segment.
And if you want quick thinking to come back, don't let us know. All right, you can catch the rest of our episodes on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple
Rose
Podcasts.
spent hours thinking of that game, Sen. How dare you? How dare you?
We'll catch you next week.